The Chickasaws are a Native American tribe whose homelands are in present-day Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Kentucky. The tribe now resides in Oklahoma, or Territory of the Red People in Choctaw, after being relocated. The Chickasaw language is specifically called Chickasaw, and like most native languages, is an oral one, meaning the words are taught through speaking and listening. However, Indian boarding schools played a large part in diminishing native languages. These schools were created by the federal government to assimilate native children into white society. Due to this, tribal languages faced being forgotten and lost due to dwindling indigenous populations. In response, the Chickasaw Nation seeks to preserve their language through programs, apps, voice recordings, classes, and books, despite the language originally being oral. Though this is a branch from tradition, the Chickasaw language being revitalized is due to the realized values of conserving the language, with the translation of Chickasaw to English and vice versa having no right or wrong way of spelling, but a shared way of speaking.
My name is Macen Morris. I'm a citizen of the Chickasaw Nation. I'm also a Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indian and Ione Band of Miwok Indians. So for translation from Chickasaw to English, it's just basic words. Like if it's something pretty that's going to say directly, it's a very descriptive language. As many languages, along with Chickasaw, there's not many words to make that sentence real pretty and drug out and stuff. It's just more direct. A bunch of languages are direct. So if you have a certain phrase or translation you're wanting, it's not going to get every word in that translation that you have. It's just going to get the main perspective. Like if it's a brown dog, it's not going to say the big fluffy brown dog or whatever. It's just going to say that's a brown dog.
The nation has apps like Aya, which encourages exercise and learning of the culture through walking milestones and notifications that send a word a day in Chickasaw and English. The nation also uses Rosetta Stone, an award-winning language software to develop a language program. There are also 2 dictionaries for the language, and classes offered as high as the collegiate level.
You can write it down, and most languages is not supposed to be written down. It's supposed to be learned through oral traditions. And unfortunately, in this time and day, they have to teach it in a school style and learn how to write it down and stuff so it's not lost. And paper can't talk for you, but recordings can. And as much as people can record someone saying a story or something in Chickasaw, it's more valuable that way.
The Chickasaw Press publishes books that can be read in English and when flipped, can be read in Chickasaw. Even daycares teach their children how to speak basic words, like numbers and greetings.
For me, I think it's good that we're able to write it down. Mostly fluent speakers, they can't read Chickasaw, but they'll try as hard as they can, and most of them can text now. They're learning to text, and they'll text in Chickasaw to what they think it sounds. And I think that's a really good thing, that we can be able to write it down. We may not be able to say it correctly, but we can write it down. That's one thing I like to say, language is a craft. It's not something that can be taken away. You can always keep it forever if you try hard. Anything is said in a tribal language, especially Chickasaw, it's just beautiful to hear, and whether it's through songs or through telling a story to pass the time, or to even hear it in prayer, it's more powerful that way when you hear it. And you can tell, like most fluent speakers, they'll even say it's more powerful in prayer when you hear it in a tribal language, mostly in Chickasaw too. And I have to agree with them that it's powerful that way. And this is who we are. Our language is who we are. And without it, we're not our tribe. And I believe that as well. But at the end of the day, as long as we're speaking it, we're gonna keep living the language, having it live on.
All of this together results in a culture that is immersive and special.